Hey guys, this is Michael with Quiet Lawn. I hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make this video I saw a video from Johnny with Blades of Grass Lawn Care, and the topic of his video was basically that we need to learn to embrace change, and that technology is going to change our industry whether we like it or not. And the best approach is to go with it and embrace it other than try to resist it. So, as you all know, we have an all-electric lawn service. We've been operating this is our 4th year now. The reason I went with an all-electric lawn service because I had owned previous lawn care businesses before where I used gas equipment. But the reason I went with all-electric was not so much, I'm just a bleeding heart person that was just worried about the environment, which I am. I definitely agree you should try to take care of your environment and we should be good stewards of what we were given. But the main reason was because I could read the tea leaves, and I understood that this industry was very quickly changing and that technology was moving in that direction. And instead of resisting it, I embraced it. So that's why we decided to go the route that we have. As I said in our last video, we're going to start going into robotic mowers next year because that's where the industry is going. So all of you guys that may be stuck on your gas equipment, which is fine, it works great. I love gas equipment. I have no issue with it. Just understand that the industry is very quickly heading towards electric equipment. Just because as the battery capacity goes up and the performance goes up and the price goes down, there are so many benefits over gas equipment. There's less maintenance, all kinds of issues to deal with cold starts, with maintenance, with gas, with oil, all the overhead. You don't have that with electric, and that's one of the biggest benefits. But just to tell you a story, I started going to the Green Industry Expo, GIE, 4 years ago. And when I went, for those of you that don't know, this is the biggest get-together, the biggest convention for the landscaping industry. It happens in Louisville, Kentucky, and they probably, all the biggest companies you can think of, every company in the business, all your big manufacturers, SCAG, everybody you can think of, and 1,000 more that you don't know, you've never heard of, are at that convention. And they probably spend tens of millions of dollars on this convention. But the first year I went 4 years ago, there was very little presence of companies that were making electric equipment. You might have had a couple. Mean Green was there. You might have had a couple companies, your bigger companies, that were making battery-powered handheld equipment. But it wasn't impressive at all. Steel was making their early predecessor to what they make now. But basically, when I was there, electric equipment was almost a laughingstock. I remember one guy that was asking me about he saw our Quiet Lawn shirts, and he commented and said, "You guys have electric equipment? You guys must not work very long." Insinuating that, our equipment wasn't very good and that we weren't able to do a lot with what we had. Because his probably like most of us, his only impression of electric equipment was a $50 Black & Decker string trimmer that does a terrible job. So, and not knowing that we probably do a lot more work than he does. But that was kind of the attitude, you're almost looked down upon, like it wasn't going to work. The change that I've seen just in that short period of time is that now you go to GIE, every manufacturer has electric equipment. They're all making handheld equipment. A lot of them, like Gravely, are starting to get into battery-powered mowers. There's a ton of manufacturers for robotic mowers. And people were approaching us at the last couple of GIEs like we're rock stars. They want to ask us questions. They're thinking about transitioning their business to gas, from gas to electric. Like I said, for nothing else, for no other reason than they can see the industry's heading that way, and it's just more practical, the equipment. Based on Johnny's video, the big theme was kind of embrace change. Because it's going to happen whether you like it or not. Do you want to be put out of business because you're not embracing that change? Robotic mowers are taking over. Your customers will have robotic mowers on their property probably within the next 10 years very easily. The technology is advancing very quickly. Installation is becoming much easier. So the question is, do you want to be put out of business because you're stuck in your old ways and you want to use the equipment you're using? Or do you want to be the one putting those robotic mowers on their property and offering them value by offering them other services, maintaining those robots, doing other things? Because, like I said, eventually technology is going to make a lot of what we do obsolete. But there are ways that you can position yourself to still have a good business and still be able to offer a lot of value to your customer. And that's where we are, focusing our business on service and offering value, offering multiple services to our customers so that it's harder to get rid of us, much harder to replace us. And we're embracing technology at every step of the way. And technology really helps you. It's going to make our lives much easier. It's going to make my overhead less. It's going to, we're not going to need big trucks, big mowers, big equipment. It's going to make the job easier for my guys because the robotic mowers maintain the property much more often, so it's a lot easier when you go by and do your trimming and edging. Not just the equipment we use, but technology as far as software has made a world of difference as well. 10 years ago when I had my gas landscaping business, we did everything on paper, and that was a nightmare. It's, you spend a lot of time doing all your invoicing, mailing out invoices, getting checks in the mail, getting checks from customers. And just because of the advances in technology, we've got softwares that do all of our routing. We can charge all of our customers' credit cards on file in one click. We can do everything we need to. We can track our employees' time. We can send out estimates over the internet without having to go to a property. Technology is our friend because, like I said, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. And what you want to do is try to position yourself to how it's going to benefit you and help you grow your business, and how it's going to help you offer a better service to your business, offer a better environment for your employees, and just overall benefit your business and your customers at the same time. So thank you, Johnny, for making that video. I totally agree with you. I'd love to hear feedback from you other guys. Like I said, I have no issue whatsoever with gas equipment. I love it. I used it for years. I have nothing against it. We still have a couple of pieces of gas equipment for special projects that we have. It's great, but I know eventually that stuff is going to be replaced. They're going to be, as electric stuff becomes better and better, it's going to replace it. It works better and it simply doesn't have as much maintenance. Please let me know your comments and feedback. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching.